Is this the end of Trump? Trump's sentencing postponed again amid constitutional standoff. With Donald Trump's inauguration looming, a New York judge has delayed his sentencing for the third time, intensifying the legal chaos surrounding his 34 felony fraud convictions. Convicted in May for falsifying business records tied to hush money payments, Trump's lawyers argue presidential immunity and election duties shield him from prosecution. Justice Juan Merchan paused proceedings until December, as the Manhattan District Attorney suggested postponing sentencing until after Trump's presidency in 2029. The unprecedented legal battle raises high-stakes constitutional questions as the clock ticks toward Trump's return to the White House. Share your opinion with us in the comment. Arrest warrants rock global politics. Netanyahu, Gallant, and Hamas leader accused of war crimes. In a historic and polarizing move, the International Criminal Court, ICC, has issued arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, ex-defense minister Yoav Gallant, and Hamas commander Mohammed Deif. The court accuses the three of war crimes and crimes against humanity during the Israel-Hamas war. Netanyahu and Gallant are charged with directing attacks on civilians and using starvation as a method of warfare, while Deif faces allegations including murder, torture, and sexual violence. Israel condemned the decision as anti-Semitic, while Hamas lauded it as a historic precedent. Although neither Israel nor the U.S. recognize the ICC's jurisdiction, the warrants could complicate international travel and diplomacy for those accused. The world watches as justice and politics collide. Russia's nuclear warnings have reached a dangerous new level. Following U.S. approval for Ukraine to use long-range missiles against Russian targets, Vladimir Putin has taken a chilling step by expanding Russia's nuclear use doctrine. This update now allows for nuclear weapons to be deployed in scenarios beyond direct existential threats. This shift marks an escalation not seen since the Cold War, as the Kremlin signals its willingness to respond more aggressively to U.S. involvement in Ukraine. The stakes are higher than ever. Putin's message is clear. Any further military aid to Ukraine risks unprecedented consequences. Boiling point, the world faces a renewed specter of nuclear confrontation, an outcome that could redefine modern warfare and global stability. The era of remote work is now over. The incoming Trump administration's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, led by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, is preparing a sweeping crackdown on remote work for federal employees. This initiative threatens to force millions of workers back to office environments, with mandatory 5-day work weeks, upending lives and sparking mass resignations. Musk and Ramaswamy have openly criticized remote work, labeling it a misuse of taxpayer dollars. Their plan could devastate families, forcing relocations or resignations for those unable to comply. Federal workers, many of whom moved or adjusted their lives during the pandemic, now face immense uncertainty. For some, commuting hours to distant offices would render their jobs untenable. Share your opinion with us in a comment whether you agree with this decision or not. Unmanned combat aircraft. At Zhuhai's 15th Air Show, China showcased an arsenal of groundbreaking military technology, signaling its growing strength. The J-35A stealth fighter, with its twin-engine design and versatility, places China alongside the U.S. as the only nations operating dual stealth fighters. This isn't just a jet, it's a bold statement of aerial dominance. Meanwhile, the HQ-19 missile system pushes the boundaries of air defense, promising to intercept ballistic missiles and hypersonic threats with precision. This system underscores China's pursuit of high-stakes battlefield innovation. Dominating the drone domain, the jet tank mothership reimagines air combat, releasing swarms of UAVs for both reconnaissance and attack. On the seas, the stealthy Orca combat vessel brings futuristic capabilities, with anti-missile and submarine warfare potential. With cutting-edge tools like the PL-15E air-to-air missile, tensions rise in Israel as over 1,000 ultra-Orthodox draft avoiders face arrest warrants. shaking a decades-old exemption. Israel's military issued 1,126 warrants for conscripts ignoring draft orders. Officials warn that those who don't comply could be banned from traveling abroad and face immediate arrest if caught by police. The move follows a Supreme Court ruling ending military service exemptions for ultra-Orthodox Jews, a controversial shift in a deeply divided nation. With wars in Gaza and Lebanon stretching resources, Israel is enlisting all hands, but the ultra-Orthodox community, a key base for Netanyahu, isn't happy. Will this fuel more unrest or reshape Israel's future? Share your thoughts below. Destruction of Ukraine. Satellite images show how the war in Ukraine has changed the landscape. Russia began its full-scale invasion of Ukraine over 1,000 days ago, and since then, many towns and cities have been destroyed by fighting, fundamentally changing the country's landscape. Follow us to know the latest news and share your opinion in a comment. Fun turned frightening at Knott's Berry Farm in California when the Sol Spin ride came to a shocking halt, leaving 22 thrill seekers stranded mid-air. At around 2 p.m. Monday, the high-speed spinning ride suddenly stopped due to technical issues, turning an exciting day into a 2-hour ordeal. Emergency crews worked swiftly, following strict safety protocols, to safely evacuate all riders by 4:30 p.m. No injuries were reported, but 2 guests were sent to the hospital for precautionary checks. As for the cause of the malfunction, that remains a mystery. See hundreds of red crabs migrate in Australia. Millions of red crabs travel from the forests of Christmas Island National Park to the ocean to mate and spawn every year, after the first rainfall of the wet season.